People say many words, some lie and curve the truth, so you never get what you deserve. What's worse, being in fights and taking blows, or the fake ones aiming these hits, targeting my soul. Who knows, that's how it goes. From the dark I have rose, so I ball like D-Rose. Now I see the holy water as I reap what I sow. You to the main stage, me and Paul doing shows. Hey, hey. I don't know, I don't care, I lost faith.
Welcome back to the realest channel on YouTube, and what a month it has been. You know, my last upload has done bits. We're talking 2.2 mil. It was my fastest video to reach 1 million, which is gas. Yeah, man. The aftermath of victory is always great, and we'll experience that in another form later on this month. Fingers crossed, because it hasn't been 100% confirmed yet. But once my fight has been confirmed 100%, I will make a video on it. You guys will know about it. We can all get excited about it, and we can be even more excited about the victory. Okay, now today's video, my top 5 YouTube boxers. Now this is this is gonna get a lot of people talking. It's gonna have a lot of conversation, because people might, disagree with me. Oh, you know what, let's not use the word might. They will disagree with me, because people always want to disagree with somebody, because it helps the world go around, it keeps everyone happy, and opinions just keep the world smooth. Okay, so people will disagree with me, but this is my top 5, okay? Mine. It's not official, there's no official rankings anywhere. It's my top 5. Okay, so of course you can comment below, of course you can leave your opinion, but don't say I'm wrong, because opinions can't be wrong when I have the evidence that I have to back up what I'm saying. Okay, 904k subscribers right now. We're trying to hit 1 million before the end of the year. Okay, it's a big task. We haven't got many days left, or we got 28 days, 29 days. But it can happen if everybody subscribes to the realest. They tell their auntie to subscribe to the realest, and their grandma, and their granddad, and whoever else they know to subscribe to the realest, and we might hit 1 million for real. See what I did there? But anyway, let's just get into this. At number 5, we have JMX. Now the reason we have JMX at number 5 is because, first of all, he's 2-0, okay? Not many people on the YouTube scene, boxing scene, can say that they're undefeated and can say that they have 2 victories to their name. Now, his first opponent, being Mike Fox, wasn't great. We can say the least, he wasn't great. But Mike Fox isn't any better or worse than Deji, if we're being honest, because both of them did not train for their fights. So JMX done what every boxer does, and he gets the job done with the person that's in front of him. JMX's second fight against Coach Richard on the undercard of KSI Logan 1, which was technically the best boxing performance on the night. Hands down. Used his jab, used his range, followed up when he needed to, he picked his punches, he kept his form, and JMX had technically the best performance on that day. This was dirty of him when he drops him and then he punches him twice when he's on the floor. Similar scenes to something we have seen recently. But yeah, you see him there, you look at him, he turns him, and it wasn't a punch, but he's just using the angle to turn him. Plus he has a shoulder that dislocates whenever it bloody wants to, and he still finds a way to battle through. Look at that, straight to the chest there. It's just good boxing, really. Like, he uses what he has to his advantage. Some footage of him sparring JJ here as well. just flicking his jab out, using the range. You know, like JMX is one of those people who will never get the credit he deserves because of maybe his personality outside of the ring. But inside the ring, there is no disputing that JMX actually has talent and ability when it comes to boxing for someone that's done it for a very short space of time. So at number 5, we have JMX. Now this is gonna be slightly controversial. People will feel I'm wrong about this 100%, but it's gonna be a little bit controversial. At number 4, I have Logan Paul. Number 4, I have Logan Paul. This ranking is not based off skill, because let's face it, everyone's in a stage of their career where they're not going to be the best boxers. Okay, so it's not fully based off skill. Of course I incorporate that into my decision, but it isn't the okay, because he jabs the best on the list, he should be ranked number 1. No, that's not the case. At number 4, I have Logan Paul, because his record is 0, 1, and 1. He is the only person in my top 5 list without a win. The reason I put him higher than JMX is because of the level of opponent he has been put in with twice. But he can't be higher than the others on the list because he hasn't won a fight. If you have a draw and a loss, you cannot be in my top 3, regardless of opponent. I already done him a favor by putting him above JMX because, you know, JMX had 2 opponents that were a bit shaky, and he hasn't competed on the scale that Logan has, which is why I put Logan above. But yeah, number 4, controversial to some, because I know a lot of people will say JJ and Logan are the top 2, but not in my opinion. And that's not me being a hater. I've tried to make this list as fair as possible, and I've also given my reasons. He has good technical ability, as we know. He performs better. He's probably the best technical guy on the YouTube boxing scene, to be honest. You see him here, I think this is when he was in London, red head guard, and he's throwing a couple. See, you got a nice right hand there. Carries his left hand low, but he gets his jab off with speed. Got caught there a couple of times. Oof. But you can see he likes to fight, you know. And then we've got the KSI Logan 1, where he lands a nice 1-2. You know, as we said, Logan has technique. You know, I've seen JJ have much better technique, show much better technique than he does on his fight days. But when it comes to the fight day, Logan has the best technique, I would say, on the scene. It just, he doesn't have the other bits which JJ has, which is why he's lost to him recently. But yeah, Logan, it's not about his boxing, it's not about how he holds himself and throws his jab, it's just about all the other stuff that you can't measure and that you can't learn in the gym, which he lacks, and which is why he is a number 1. Moving up the list, we'll go into number 3. Okay, number 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to number 3, and I have Jake Paul. It's not the highest level of opponent, but face it, how are you going to find a high level opponent when we're talking about novices of the game? You know, you fight who wants to fight you and who's available to fight. You can't exactly pick the best fighter because there isn't any. So you have to rank them in the field that they're in. And within the field, Jake Paul is 1-0 with a stoppage to his name, 1-0, 1 KO. A lot of people think KOs mean the person has to go to sleep. No, they don't. If the referee steps in, yes, it's called a TKO, but when your record is down and registered, it is a KO. So you see him in his only fight here against Deji, where he lays into Deji. He still gets his nose busted though, but he lays into Deji. He put in a decent performance. He wasn't as good as I thought he was gonna be. If I'm being honest, I thought he was gonna be a much better fighter, but he got the job done, and you can never take that away from him. And then you got him here sparring Joe Weller, who, you know, didn't make my top 5. Joe's a good guy, but he'll be the first one to tell you boxing is not for him. You know, good body shots there from Jake as Joe falls down. This is another spar. I didn't actually see this spar until, but this was the best I've seen of Jake. You know, he's picking his jab. The guy runs in, he jabs, he slips, he throws upstairs, he throws downstairs, he leans a little bit, nice overhand there, moves away, gets himself out of danger. This is the best clip I've seen of Jake Paul, to be honest. Nice 1-2-1 there to finish off the clip. Yeah, that was very good. That was very good from Jake. You see, I'm an honest guy. Like, obviously, give my guy, and give will still tear him apart. But if something's good, give the man the credit. But yeah, he's in at number 3, and he will have his chance to climb up into my top 5 if he takes the highly anticipated fight with my boy Big Gibber, 7-figure Gibber. If he takes the fight with him, then he has a chance to battle for the 2nd position. That sends me into number 2. I have Nissan Gibb as my number 2 YouTube boxer.
It's mad.
He is 2-0, okay, with 1 knockout. Again, his first opponent, Max Plays FIFA, or Max Plays, isn't the best of opponents. Didn't really train because these guys are not fighters, but he got him out of there just like what we prepared for, and just like how he should have for someone that is not on his level. So shout out to Gibb. His 2nd fight, now we go into a position where he fights Jay Swingler, and who we know is not an athlete, but he's one of the toughest, craziest people to ever do YouTube. From the time I see him swallow some AirPods, which I know is not even up there with the maddest things that he's done, I knew that this guy was on some different shit. But yeah, shout out Jay Swingler. But that was a good fight. Again, probably the most entertaining fight of the KSI Logan 1 card. Nissan Gibb had him rocked on plenty of occasions. Jay Swingler came back, gave Nissan Gibb a closed eye. Jay Swingler's nose was busted. It was a very brutal fight. It was the fight that I think got people to start looking at their screen before Jake and Deji was on next. And I have to throw Nissan Gibb in as number 2 on the scene, because I've seen him spar with JJ, I've seen him spar with JMX, I've seen him spar with, you know, some high level people. Even when I move around with him, you know, his pressure, tenacity, combinations, toughness, his ability to not seem tired at any point makes him dangerous, extremely dangerous, and that's why I'm throwing Gib in at number 2. You see Gib trying to pick his shots there, him and JJ going at it. He was JJ's chief sparring partner for the Weller fight. You see him here, he's got JJ in the corner. We be fair to JJ, he's improved a lot since this clip here, but it still happened, you know, it still happened. And then you got him swinging at Swingler. See what I done there again? Just bars. It's not even, we don't even put effort into this. But yeah, you see him here with his white clitoris, going forward, swinging, one hand's trapped, he works with the hand that's free. You know, Gib is an intense guy, man. You see, and he swings the body shots in, he works the body, he believes in body shots more than anybody else that does this whole YouTube boxing thing. Uppercut through there, and he throws the biggest variety of punches. That's the key thing for me as we end that clip there. Gib throws the biggest variety of punches. You know, you see JJ, he swings, boom, 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 he swings, but he's fit and he's going and he wants to win, he wants to win. We see Logan flick, 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 you know, and we see Jake Paul, who was throwing a large variety in the sparring, but when we was watching him in action in the fight against Deji, he was, you know, a couple jabs here and there, a couple right hands here and there. Then you got JMX, who sticks to the 1-2s, but Gib, he goes boom, 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 hook, hook, and it isn't the best thing to look at, it isn't the best thing on the eye because it's wild, but he gets the job done and he makes sure that he wins, and he's 2-0, and there's only so much we can say about that. Moving into number 1, who obviously you guys will know has to be KSI. There is no disputing that KSI is the #1 boxer on the YouTube scene, okay? He has a record of 2 wins, 1 draw, 1 knockout. Now, he set his career off perfectly with a stoppage over Joe Weller, 3rd round stoppage of Joe Weller. A lot of people didn't think JJ was gonna win that fight. Weller came in, unit, he looked good, he had the right, he pushed him at the press conference and upload and all that. And he wasn't expected to win that fight, and he was the villain for that fight, and he stopped him in 3 rounds. We go to the end of the year where he boxes Logan Paul. He underestimates him the first time. He doesn't give him the credit he deserves because of the win that he managed to put together earlier in the year in February. So he gets pushed to a draw. You know, he loses the first half of the fight, he battles in the second half of the fight, he swings his way through and he gets the draw. Arguably, some people thought JJ won the fight because of how strong he finished, and there's a lot of people, including myself, who believe if the fight was 40 seconds longer, he would have stopped Logan the first time. Now we fast forward a year later, they're both professionals, no head guards, Sky Sports, The Zone, mainstream media, and he wins, okay? He gets a split decision victory over Logan Paul, which solidifies him as the best fighter on the scene, hands down, no dispute. You see JJ here, when at his optimal weight, I believe, you know, he's here, he's swinging again, but he has power, he has velocity, he has speed, you know, good reflexes, good jab there, and he's got brute force power. No one can ever take that away from him. Yeah, and Weller, man, he took some punches. Every time I watch this back, the referee didn't do a great job. He could have stepped in a lot sooner. He let Weller take too many punches. But here we go, that's the final finishing hook there where he steps in and calls it off. This is some sparring with him and Bugsy Malone. You can see he's leaning, he's got the reflexes, he's got the speed. And you know, Bugsy's boxed for a couple years. Like, I remember Bugsy was he started boxing as a teen, so he's had some experience. And here we've got him swinging at Logan in the first fight. Boom, the knockdown that wasn't a knockdown. And talking about knockdowns, JJ, shout out, bro, big shout out. Top 10 song on in the UK charts, #1 on iTunes for a period of time. And yeah, he said he wants that knockdown, and the referee said no, you can't have it, but it's fine. As you can see, JJ is not the best technical boxer on the night. I have to keep adding that because I promise you, I trained this guy to not swing how he swings, but he goes and does it anyway, and he wins. But on the night, he's not the best technical boxer, but he has what Gibb has. They both possess those two qualities: heart, tenacity, and will to win. And they will do anything in their power to get the victory. And JJ, he done that, you know, and he's done that on 2 occasions. And when things were against him in the first Logan fight, he also showed that's what it takes to be a champion and come out on top overall, you know. So it's mad, you know. That's my top 5. I've given you my reasons for my top 5, and I'm gonna put some of the fighters together in fight night. I've already done KSI and Logan 2 before it happened. I'll do Jake and Gibb, and I'll do me and Shannon, and I'll do, you know, I'm gonna have fun with it. I'm gonna really create a virtual world of fights that people would want to see. But yeah, that's my top 5. Guys, when I know more about my fight, I will let you know. It's the realest. It will always be the realest. We're still trying to get to 1 million, so click and subscribe, and tell your friends to subscribe, and your friends to subscribe. And love, boom.